Hi everybody, my name is Sophie Holland Francis and I'm the Vice Principal of Euston College, which you can see on your screen now, that beautiful building. I am going to be talking generically about all of the colleges at Durham University and what that means. So I'll try and keep everything as non-biased as possible. So the first thing that I want to say is our collegiate system will make your time with us very special. If you haven't come from a collegiate background and you're not used to studying at a collegiate university, it will be very different to you, and it's so much more than an accommodation block. If we can switch over. Thank you. So you'll become a member of the college community when you join us here in Durham, and it will be full of lots of opportunities to socialise and engage with others pursuing undergraduate, postgraduate qualifications, and with a range of subjects. So you need to bear in mind that although you may live in college, and my colleague Stephen will run through that part after I've finished, it isn't just necessarily about living in the building and physically being in Durham. It's more about your wider student experience and how that can enhance your time here and also enable you to network and socialise, make friends and try something a bit new and different. So, as I've just said, it's the perfect place to develop your skills, enhance your well-being with dedicated support and guidance from staff. All of the colleges provide facilities for academic learning and personal development, as well as student support. So within my role as Vice Principal at Euston College, I cover the wider student experience piece. So that's working with students on their student voice, clubs, societies, sports, and academic enrichment. And I'll talk a little bit about what that means in a moment. And the assistant principal of our college, and this is the same in all of the colleges, is responsible for student support and well-being. So when you arrive here with us, you might not have any problems, you might just be absolutely fine, arriving excited to learn, but you never know what's going to happen throughout that first year of study. So there is that support there, and we pride ourselves as a university on delivering the best student support. And you never know when you might need it. So it's good to know that you've got both sides of the experience. Here's just some photos of the kind of things that we get up to. So within the college environment, you can live in college, and within all of the college spaces, there will be gyms, bars, social spaces, academic seminar rooms, libraries. Each college has all of these facilities. Now at Durham, we do have 17 colleges. 16 of them have undergraduates and postgraduate students, and one of them is exclusive for postgraduate students, and that's the college that I work in, Euston College. But every college offers the same experience. So when you're looking at your colleges and you're wanting to submit preferences, and as I've said, Stephen's going to go through that process today with you, as you're looking at that, remember it isn't just about where you're living, it's about the experience. So look at their social spaces, their libraries, their gyms, their areas for engagement. Look at kind of the academic seminars that they're running and the student experience that's being offered, because it really is more than just a place to stay, and that's why Durham is very different in terms of its colleges. So bear that in mind. Although it's quite tricky because you're going to be looking at potentially 17 different options, you need to make sure that the one that you pop a preference down for, or how you rank them in terms of preference, you will be happy. One thing I will say is I wouldn't get too caught up about which college, because every college offers an incredible experience. And I'm saying that, and I'm obviously very biased because I love my own college, but all of the colleges offer a brilliant experience. So each college has a representative from called the common room. Now, my college is called a graduate common room because we only have postgraduate students, but they're junior common rooms and senior common rooms. When you arrive to Durham, there will be a million acronyms, and you've just got to roll with it and try and come to terms with it. I work at the university and it's taken me a long time to get to grips with all of the different acronyms. So all of the common rooms are bodies of students or alumni who run events, promote leadership, and they are the students who maybe a student president, vice president, treasurer. Now, there's lots of opportunity for you to get involved in student-led forums. So as a member of a common room, you can, take part in elected student leadership. So if you want to put yourself forward for one of those roles, you can. And you can engage in local, regional and global issues. At Euston College, we have a global citizenship programme where we offer 9 scholars stipends, academic stipends, to provide academic research and enrichment for students, alongside our common room, who provides all of the social experience like parties and get-togethers, charity events, volunteering, all of those kinds of things. And you'll also get the opportunity to organise student-led events. Even if you don't want to be a leader in that space, it's still worth joining the common room and being part of that group of students, because it allows you to be involved in those activities as well. Now, more common, you'll pay a levy to join your common room, and all of the events and activities you can join in as long as you're a member. So this is where it gets quite confusing, because in a moment, Stephen's going to talk about college membership, and I'm talking about membership to the student body who promote your events and activities as being part of a college. So try not to get the two confused, although it is quite confusing, I will admit that. So this is the overview of the college experience. It's basically a community that you belong to whilst you're in Durham, and once you leave. More often than not, once you've graduated and you become an alumni, the first question that other Durham graduates will ask you is, which college were you in? Not necessarily what course you were studying, or the mark you got in your qualification. It will normally be, which college did you go to? So you really do become part of a community and part of a family. And it's lovely because you're supported all the way through your journey. Lots of students come to Durham with lots of different backgrounds. Some come with families, spouses, on their own, travelling to the UK for the first time. All of these things you may need support with when you arrive here. And we are one big community, and we'll help and support you throughout the course of your journey with us and then beyond. It's an opportunity for you to join societies and student groups and sports, as I've just spoke about there. Every college has hundreds of sports teams. Some sports I didn't even know existed, like ultimate frisbee. We play every sport. So it's an opportunity for you to maybe step out of the box, do something that you've not tried before, and be part of something a bit bigger and really put yourself out there. But also, if you know that you're really good at a certain sport and you want to play for your college, we welcome that as well. So it really is something for all abilities and levels. It's not like we just cherry pick the best footballers or dancers or whatever. It's literally an opportunity for anybody to try something new. As well as the, societies, clubs and parties and all of that kind of stuff, it's a range of events and extracurricular activities. So we do a lot of volunteering. That might be making up hampers. At Euston, we have a volunteering project where we go into primary schools and deliver research to primary school children and have that experience in the classroom. We do hampers, we do Christmas card deliveries. So it isn't just about the sports. There's lots of other things you can get involved in as well as academic enrichment. So it may be why you're researching, or you might want to deliver a seminar and have that experience of delivering a seminar. A lot of the time, the college space will be where you can do that. And it, it's a really nice place where you feel welcome and you can give something new a go, or step out in front of your peers and talk about your research. As I've mentioned, we have specific staff to support your wellbeing. So in all colleges, you have an assistant principal who's responsible for the strategic overview of student support and wellbeing. And you also have an assistant student support officer. That person will be available for you to speak to, can ask a bit of advice, signpost you in the right direction if you need any help and guidance. Within the wider university, they can sit down with you and say, oh, so you need to be referred for mental health. I can refer you into a specialist part of the division that we have at Durham University, or you need to know where to register for the doctors. I can help you with that. They literally are there to guide you all of the way through. So those staff members are the ones who lots of students get to know really well, and they can ask them many, many questions and just, feel comfortable that if they're not too sure how to go around something, our assistant student support officer will be able to help and support you. So we have lots of facilities in each college, as I've mentioned, and this is why it's important to look beyond the pictures and look beyond the accommodation, because every college has similar facilities. So my college has almost identical facilities to another college. It's not really about the facilities because each college offers the same ones: gyms, libraries, bars, social spaces. Yes, some colleges have more than others, but on the whole, it's very similar across the piece. Staff will use those facilities as well. At USANOF, we have a seminar space that's used by staff, students, other members of the university community. And so you really get to know people. And that's the beauty of being part of a collegiate system. And as I've mentioned, there's plenty of opportunity to get involved in terms of student voice. So if you are a student who is thinking, actually, in my previous university or in my previous school, I was, head or president or vice president, or I had a passion for being a social secretary, you can continue that through your journey at Durham University. And that's something that we absolutely champion. We have lots of fun. We support each other. You can tell by my voice, because I'm losing my voice a little bit, it is coming to the end of our welcome week, which is when all of the new students embark upon their Durham journey. And we do lots of talking and having fun, socialising. And it is a real community where you can develop, enhance your skills. And actually, the idea is perfect on the screen here. It's like a circle. So when you arrive with us, your college will be there for you at your matriculation, where you go into the cathedral and you're formally welcomed as part of Durham University. And in the same way, when you graduate, we will be there as well, watching you graduate. So there's lots of things to unpick with colleges. We could be here all night talking about all of the experiences that you could have, but the key takeaways really are that you're part of a wider community. All colleges are similar and they all have similar facilities, and that we are going to be your home away from home and a group of people that you can always rely on and get support from. Thank you. And now Stephen's going to explain how you've become a member of the whole system.
I'm also on mute. There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Beckett, and I'm the College Membership and Accommodation Manager at Durham University. So my job is to do more of the administrative side of getting you into your college. So in this section, I'll be talking about college membership and accommodation. But as Sophie was saying, all of our colleges are able to offer that same incredible student experience. It's not any one college that makes Durham unique. It's the fact that we have colleges and what those communities bring and allow you to do and allow you to prosper. So going through my short but easy slides. So whenever we're looking either at undergraduate or postgraduate side of college membership, so everybody is a member of a college at Durham University, as Sophie was saying, that is an open, fair, and transparent process. It's automated, which is to say that there's no one sitting in a room somewhere deciding who gets to go into which college because of certain aspects of who they are or where they come from. What we do is we look at the preferences that are provided by students, we look at their degree level, and we look at their degree programs. And that's ultimately what will decide which college you're in. All of our colleges have limited capacity. So what we do is we look at making diverse learning communities, both at the undergraduate and postgraduate level, but then also taking into account your ranked preferences. In years past, we've allowed incoming students to rank as many as for undergraduates, all 16 undergraduate colleges, and for postgraduates, all 17. And then in other years, we've gone to as few as 5. We haven't made a final decision on what we're going to do for the 26-27 cycle at this point, but that will be published on the university's website as soon as that's confirmed. The reason that we always look at changing it is because we're always trying to ensure that students or incoming students are getting the highest number of people getting their first preference as possible. And so that involves a few tweaks, sometimes by reducing the number that are you're able to rank, or adding new things in, like we've been considering this year, adding a catering preference so that you can say that you want to be in a catered college or a self-catered college, and we can utilize that to try to ensure that you're in a place that's best suited for your desires. So for postgraduates, when we're talking about that membership application, you have to have accepted your offer from or received an offer from Durham to study, and then you'll need to have accepted that offer. It's only at that point where you've accepted that offer, and this will begin in the March-April timeframe, that we'll begin asking postgraduate applicants to rank their college preferences. That's an automated email that's sent out to everyone to ask them to rank. And what we're doing for the 26-27 cycle is we're also asking them to provide information about if they want accommodation at the exact same time as membership. So for the postgraduate students, it will be a singular application for both membership and accommodation. And that's just trying to make the process a lot more smooth for people that are got a lot else going on in their lives. For the undergraduates, you must have an offer from Durham, and then we'll invite you from the January timeframe to give your college membership preferences. Now, we're still trying to make the final decision if we're going to also include the accommodation element. It's just a matter of technical ability if we can get our system to do that. But we'll ask everyone for their college preferences. Right at the moment, we're looking at hopefully that being 5 with the catering preference, but it could be as many as all 17. My recommendation to anyone applying at both the undergraduate and postgraduate level is to rank as many colleges as you possibly can, depending on how the system turns out in January and March-April timeframe. And that's because if you only rank one college, that doesn't mean that's the only one you'll be considered for. If you rank only 5 colleges, colleges 6 through 16 for undergraduates or 6 through 17 for postgraduates will be automatically generated for you. So that means that you kind of lose that element of choice. So at least while you might end up with your 6th or 7th choice college, you've had a choice in that as opposed to us just automatically creating dummy preferences for you. Then on an accommodation front, so we ask all of our undergraduates and postgraduate applicants if they want accommodation. For our postgraduate students, there is an accommodation guarantee. The exact details, again, are about to be confirmed, but in years past, it's almost always been international students that are not currently resident in the UK and students joining us from our International Study Center who are already in the UK. Then for undergraduates, it is usually as long as you submit your accommodation application by a specific deadline. But in years past, we have been able to make offers of accommodation to every undergraduate student joining the university. It is just a case of demand at that, but we do publish all of those details ahead of time. The worst case scenario is that we'll go from saying you have to submit by a deadline to finding out that we are capable of offering it to everyone. It will never get more restrictive. It'll just get less restrictive. And within the accommodation offering at Durham, we have different facilities available across the different colleges. So we have two main types of colleges. Those are catered and self-catered. We also have two colleges that offer both a catered and self-catered option. Those are University College and St. Cuthbert's Society. And then across the university, we have standard ensuite studio rooms. We also, in a couple of colleges, have what we call twinned and paired rooms. So our twin rooms are when you have dual occupancy. And if you go to the guide that Megan has kindly shown in the chat, you'll be able to see approximately how many beds are twinned within certain colleges. Then we have paired rooms. The only difference between a standard room and a paired room is that you have one bathroom between you and one other room, and that's only accessible through the bedrooms. So it's similar to a standard where you'd have shared bathroom facilities, but sharing with fewer people. Of course, when we think about prices, our prices do increase as you begin to share a bathroom with fewer people or begin sharing a kitchen facility with fewer people. So our standard rooms, those are single occupancy with a shared bathroom with at least one other person. Our ensuite rooms mean that you have your own private bathroom, but you'll be sharing a kitchen if you're in a self-catered accommodation with other people. And then if you have a studio room, those almost exclusively have their own private kitchen and obviously their own private bathroom. Now, after you've applied for your accommodation, we'll be in touch. For postgraduate students, this will be shortly after you confirmed your college, but for undergraduate students, it will be just after A-level results to let you know of your offer of accommodation if you want it. So within that offer of accommodation, it's called a license agreement. You'll receive confirmation of the college that's offering your college. That should come as no surprise to you at that time. The catering type, depending on the college you're in, this might be news to you, but that's because St. Cuthbert's Society and University College both have catered and self-catered accommodation. You also be confirmed your room type and the total charge. Now with that, as I said, you're able to apply for the accommodation. You are able to put your preferences in. And so what myself and my colleagues in colleges do is look at those preferences and try to meet the highest number of preferences that we can. We again utilize an algorithm while doing that to ensure that it's impartial and we're not just choosing rooms for people that we want to based on random facts. It's just based on your preferences. Another thing to think about with accommodation and within college membership is students that might have particular medical needs and that need specific colleges or specific accommodation presented or provided for them. So within our disability support services, we have what's called a disability disclosure form, and that's for all medical needs. I know the word disability has a tendency to people think, oh, it only must mean a certain thing. But for Durham, our disability disclosure form is for any medical need, be that a physical health need, be it a mental health need, and that's there to provide to ensure that we give you a college and the accommodation that meets your needs. So if you have a specific need for being in a catered college, or if you need to be in a self-catered college, or you need to be in an ensuite room, or you need to be in a standard room, all of those things we're able to provide as long as you complete that application. And again, all of this will be communicated to you clearly and with a step-by-step guide both on our website and once you go ahead and start ranking your college preferences. So those will always be there for you. However, if you do ever have questions, you can take that accommodation.office@durham.ac.uk web address there and email us. We're always happy to answer questions for prospective students or incoming students. If there's anything under the sun, even something that you think might not be for our office, we'd be glad to hear from you and we'll try to get you in contact with the relevant member of staff across the university if we can't answer the question.